Good day, my dear moths. I know it's late. I've been working at the video all day. Can't seem to get my camera working good. But what else is new? And I apologize if my voice doesn't sound the same, or if I'm clearing my throat, or I have to cough or something. I'm learning a lot more about the long COVID, which I think I have a few symptoms, especially the brain fog. So this is a two-part video. This is a teaching rug. It's not showing really the true colors, I don't believe, on the video. I've tried to adjust the lighting. Nothing seems to work. But the photos, I've adjusted them so that they look on my computer, to my eye, pretty much exact as the colors. I wanted to go over what's in the kit on this video. This is a teaching rug. The second video, we're going to go over some things that perhaps maybe you don't know, something new for you to learn. This is a rug that I used a wool base on, and everything is wool. It took 3 full-size blankets, and I only got 8 kits and 6 are left. Now, what I think I will do is, it's very late. I don't work well under this time of day, so I think I will list the kits tomorrow morning. I realize that on the West Coast we're 4 hours difference, so probably around 12 o'clock, lunchtime, I will have the kits on, and I'll certainly let you know. Just keep looking for notifications on Moth. But first, I wanted to go over, Avery is doing patterns, digital patterns, and his first one is the history mat. Now, I'll go through the patterns as I talk, and I'll show you. This one has 12 patterns. Now, the first thing is, most people have patterns, and they're like this, and they fit in the little plastic envelope and things. That's not me. I don't do that at all. I have to do things my way. I am not very good at doing instructions. So what I'm going to do is, best I can, and I have my website and my email, and please email me if you need help with anything or something like that. Now, the other thing is, when I do patterns, I have to do it the old-fashioned way, the way that we shared patterns, not me personally, but the way they shared patterns at the turn of the century. These are handwritten in my scrolly writing, and the interesting story is, when Avery had just started kindergarten, they have a book, a journal, where they send home, and the teacher writes in, and the parents or the grandparents or whatever write in, and that's how they interact with each other. The first time I did my scrolly writing, that's what Avery called it back then, and that morning he checked his journal, and he was so upset. He said, "Do not ever write scrolly writing in my journal. When you talk to my teacher, you have to print. You can't do your scrolly writing." So I was a bit curious, because I wanted to handwrite the patterns. I didn't know if Avery would agree with it, but he did. So that's this is what's in the pattern. It is a placement chart, how to do the V-stitch, which is what I do on the history mat, but of course you can use any stitch you want. And then I have the patterns. We have a measure line when you print. I hope I'm holding this right. You measure, you print your pattern, print up a sheet, and then you take a ruler and measure. If it's 3 inches, then the pattern is the right size. So this is the first one. It's in PDF, and he has it all ready to go sometime tomorrow. And then I have color photos of each part of the mat. And I have the back and instructions for the pocket and the writing pad. And now we'll go on to this one. Oh no, I still have something. This is going to be a terrible video. I am so out of sorts. And I have been for the last week. I'm not sure why. We're also going to have a free pattern. And the thing is, there are many people that maybe have not used a digital pattern before. Me included. I've never used digital patterns. And maybe you're not sure if you can do it or something like that. And this is our test pattern, and this is free. And it's called Kitty's Cuddles, which is just a little pattern. And there will be another written instruction sheet with it, with tips to do to set your printer and to do it 100% and whatever. But this is the little kitty, and Big Mama is cuddling him. And you could use that for a little candle mat. You could put that in the center and put some small penny circles around it. You could just put that on something for a little mug mat, or you could use that as the center, and you could use a larger, to do it in a larger rug. So this is free to download to test if you can use a digital pattern and if everything works before you actually purchase Avery's patterns. Okay. So you remember all of the patterns that I sent, the layouts, how different they were. I thought I would do this one to show without those light pieces. And I did it sort of even on both sides with this in the middle. And actually it looks pretty good. There are 2 different colors, but they seem to go well together. And I know they probably don't look good on the video, but they do look quite good. I'm quite pleased with that. And this pattern you can change in so many ways. I mean, you've seen the layouts that I put on Moths, but I mean, you can do it the exact way as this one. You have everything to do that. These little mice are very, very small. That is a mouse. I mean, it would work and it would go in different places, but they are the dickens to cut out, and they'd probably be even worse to stitch. So I'm not sure about that. And I just wanted to show you, these are various colors of brown. And I wanted them like an antique type, faded blacky brown sort of thing. This is what black would look like. Maybe I'll put it there instead of that one. It's very harsh. It's very in-your-face bright. So this is a pure black. So that's why I didn't use black. They use black in the original pattern. Now, as far as the little circles that we tried, and some of us didn't really like those, I think French knots would, because you have knots in the flowers and in the centers, in the hearts, and you have two different colors of thread there for sure. Some of it is showing as a darker thread, and some of it is showing very light, and then some is showing almost the color of the template there. So I will show you in the next video how to test your threads, but I really think this is 6 strands, so you wouldn't use 6 strands, but I really think black would look nice. And the thread doesn't come with the kit, by the way. And this is a red. That would look really nice if you could do 6 strands and do French knots on the hearts and things. So we'll go into that, and I'll show you how to actually test your thread on your layout before you stitch it. And that is what we call the 10-foot rule. Now, next is to, actually I should show you the pattern because I want to put something over this so I don't mess it up. Of course you'll have a cover and everything like that, but these are the templates, and I have marked on the pattern original patterns. The first are the original patterns that are here in the rug. So it's your choice to do it exactly like that, or you can change it around as I have here. And you can add new templates because you do have some. So that's the first one. And you'll notice the horse has embroidery to go with it, and that is really going to set that rug out and make it look so much better. The embroidery I have here, little French knots. This is probably the most difficult part of the pattern. Once you do this, and I will show you. If I have some here done, I think. That is this. And you cut those. But when you do, you need to put something on there, or you need to keep the freezer paper, because you can get really mixed up with these. You see, like if you do it this way, well, that fits there, but they're very difficult to get in place, and you can get mixed up. That looks pretty good, but sometimes you can get it like this, and it doesn't work. You see, it doesn't work if you get them mixed up, right and wrong sides, because of course there's no right and wrong side to your or on the wrong side. Doesn't fit there at all. So put them on the pattern if you have trouble. I think that's that one. No, it must be this one. Maybe I cut this out of a wrong pattern. I adjusted the pattern, so I probably did. So you can put it on and check your pattern. I know the one on here will work, because I had a terrible time doing this. See, even that's on the wrong side. I'm supposed to have that on that side, and that on that side. Okay, let's change it. And you can get so mixed up with that, just like I did when I put that on. There, and they have them up a bit, so you may want to put it up a bit because there's a little thing hanging down. So be very careful of that. And then you have the extras. I've given you a lot of extra patterns, a lot of different types of birds. And of course, you've seen this one. That is one of my favorites. This is a dog, and this is mostly, I would think, mostly like a hunting animal with the deer and the horse and whatever. So you need a hunting dog in there. But when you cut him out, he doesn't look like a dog too much. You really need that applique in here and his eyes and his ears in order for him to look like a dog, but he's so cute. This is a really nice reindeer. This one works really good in this rug. I've used that. You have a peacock. You have, not sure what that is, bunny, mouse. And these are adapted from those tin patterns. Have another bunny, not sure what that is, and a little kitty. I have the kitty in here, actually. There's the kitty. And she should have a couple little eyes there. And then you have these, which need the French knots and the little things. I've added some stars, where you can do French knots, different sizes of that, of the hearts. I've added this horse, which is, I've taken this from a Nova Scotia weather vane, an antique weather vane, and this is the Ned and Jake horse in the Ned and Jake. So you have quite a few things in the kit, extra, and they would be wonderful for the Christmas stockings. The horses are a bit large for them, but all of those smaller patterns and the hearts and everything would be perfect for that. So now I will lay some papers on top, and then I'll go through what the wool is in the kit. There. Now, this is the before and after. And you have the base, which is this. You have this, and these aren't cut yet because I'm not going to cut the kits until after the orders come in, and I'll tell you about that in a bit. This is your fabric to make your templates. Part of it. There is more than this, but I just wanted to say and show you that a couple of them are have the model thing. You can use that to your advantage, though. Put your template, whatever template you'd want. Like if it was this one, you would have that little dark around here, and it would show the French knots much better. So this is the before. Oh, I don't have this in before. I'll put that up to the camera really close so you can see it. It's a really nice, you can see, it's perfect for templates because it's not a woven wool. It's I think it's cotton in this too, cotton and wool, and it's very tight weave. It cuts good, and after 4 attempts in the dye pot, it dyed good. So this was an old center seam blanket. And it has a edging. I'll just put that up so you can see it. It's the old scratchy wool. It does have, it's pure white, but you'll notice it has somewhat like a stripe in it, but it's all the same color, and I'm not sure why. This is very old, and it is just beyond perfect. It dyes so nice. I don't know if you can see that, but it has that textured dye. It's not a flat dye because the cotton that's in it doesn't dye as well as the wool. This is the wool, and then you can see the cotton through that way. But it is so nice. It's one of my best blankets, really. And I wanted something special for this. This was a regular size blanket. It wasn't the type that had binding on or anything like that. That's the edge that was left. So I chose that. I thought, well, blue dyes nice, a nice brown. Unfortunately, first time around, it didn't dye a nice brown. That would have actually been the right color there almost. Okay, so I put it back in the dye pot again. And I don't have a sample of that because they were already cut. But 4 times in the dye pot, and this blanket becomes this. So, right now I think it's quite good. It's quite perfect. But I am so finished with this kit. At least 3 times. This was 4 times. This is the rest of the kit. Now I'll show you. And as I say, I don't have them cut because if I don't sell all the kits, I'll just put extra wool in, the same as I did with the Mrs. Brown kit. This was a very old blanket, and it wasn't in good condition, so I cut the good pieces out, and it became this. This is the light piece that I put in. These are the lighter shades that we didn't think looked as well, that I thought maybe should be a bit darker. But I am going to send you some. And they're the cotton and wool type, so they do good templates. Then I have some more. Actually, where did my little piece go? Then I put them in the dye pot again, and I got the darker shades. So these are the darker shades. Now, if you are one, and they're modeled different colors, and there will be pieces. This is all I have, so I'm going to divide it into the kits, the 8 kits. But if you're someone that really likes primitives, and let's say you're doing something, you can use those and put them in and make your rug look as though it's a worn piece of fabric. But if you don't want to use them, you'll still have a lot left. It really doesn't take very much to make the templates. I mean, I only took small pieces, and I still have some left. And I had I still have a couple big pieces left. So it doesn't take much to do the front, and then you'll have the rest of the wool left over. This is from another blanket, and where is my piece? This is how, this is really nice, and I think you'll probably use this for something. But the plaid cuts so nice. And if you have smaller pieces, like, say, a star or something like that, you can change the look of it. So these are really good. These are well, this and the dark are the best out of the extras. But isn't that beautiful? I did a really good job of dyeing that. Very, very primitive. Now, you'll have a piece of this with just the plaid, but you'll also have a piece of this which has that nice plain on the bottom. And I'll show you the difference. This was from those, and it's pretty much the same, but it has a different look to it. Don't know if I have it. Oh, here's one. See, they really, the little white in it looks good. So that is what will be in the kit. It will be the, oh, I don't want to mess that up. It will be the large piece and patterns. And what I will do is I will send one of these with so that you can, it's a help, because if you want to do the original rug, you can just have it there with you. You don't have to print your own. I think probably I'll put that on the cover because they're only going to my moths. And you have pieces of extra in different colors. Now, there was one thing that I wanted to mention in this before I go, and it is about these small pieces. You know, these are small pieces, and for sure, you know, you'd need 2 strands of floss. You can use 2 strands of floss, but doing the little points, just be aware of that. And if you're not good with points, round them. When you do your stars, you really can't round a beak, but round. It's much easier to blanket stitch around than to have to stay those stitches on the points of a star. The other thing is, where is that? And I assume that you're using freezer paper. Did I lose my birds somewhere? I will show that in the teaching video. But when you are cutting these smaller pieces, when you're cutting anything, put that in the center. When you're cutting anything for applique that you're putting on freezer paper, it's so much better and so much easier if you trace it on, iron your freezer paper without it being cut on your wool, and pull it off. And you'll notice some of the wool comes off in the back and it feels fuzzy. Doesn't hurt your cloth. If you don't, it sticks so much, just like it, you know, it lifted the wool there. I had one as a sample and I now cannot find it, of course. But I will show you that in the teaching video. But if it has some of the wool on it before you put it on your templates to remove them, it's so much easier. And you can use your templates over and over, save them in a bag, but it comes off so easy. Very easy. And it doesn't fray the sides of the wool that much. There's a little fray there. But please do that, because these are such small and pieces that you have to cut like this, Lots of little cuts in there. If you do not do this with your freezer paper, these little places are the dickens to get off the freezer paper. And it ends up being a lot more work. And this is so easy to do. It's just, you're going to be ironing anyway, ironing your templates after you cut them apart. So just give it a iron, pull it off, make sure that it has lots of stuff on the back before you reuse it again. And I believe that's it. As I say, I'm going to put the kits on tomorrow. I'll have them on around between 11 and 12 New York time. The kits are $89 for all of this, plus your extra wool. And depending, you're going to have a lot of wool left over. These are all pre-cut. The only thing you need to cut is your templates. Plus, I've given you extra templates, and they would be perfect for Christmas stockings. You'll still even have some wool left that you, if you have a stocking, there's your wool to make Christmas stockings, or another mat or whatever. If you do want, if you don't like doing French knots, and you do want the tiny circles, leave a message in the order, and of course I'll send them to you. So I do think that's it. I think I've covered everything, I believe. And I believe it's soon 5 o'clock. And I will see everyone tomorrow morning. Have a wonderful evening, my dear moths.